Welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where the Adams, fresh off a high-scoring defeat last week in the opener to Madison, look to get back to 500 as they take on the Lexington Miners. Good evening, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northrup. I'll be joined in the second quarter by Cameron Irvine, Chad Moore, and the rest of this Miner attack. Sean Sanders had over 130 yards rushing, but Ty Pack. Ty Tack had 5 interceptions last week, but Dante Grimm is one of a handful of two-way players dotting throughout this Adams roster, so it'll be an interesting contrast between both of these teams. Gay Verity to kick off for Albuquerque. And we're underway. Kick off week 2 of the minor league season. The turn up out to the 25-yard line. We'll get a first look at this Adams offense led by Chad Moore, who was with these Miners last year. Sean Sanders is the tailback. Dill Swayze is the wide receiver, along with Joseph Bedette, and the tight end is Xavier Solomon. Defensively for Albuquerque, defensive tackle Melt Gibson, Mickey Gibson at defensive end, Slim Broski along with Ace Singletary at linebacker. As the first handoff goes to Sanders, he picks up 9 yards. Tackle made on the play by number 56 out there for Albuquerque, that's Broski, along with Dante Grimm at strong safety, Goal Osborne Davis, and Alex Marshall at the free safeties. Corners are Ricky Robinson and Tavares Gordon. 2nd and 1 for Lexington. Ball of 34 years to get to Sanders up the middle. First down and plenty more out to the 41-yard line. First down for Lexington. Offensive coordinator is Christian Pierce. Running back in the major leagues for the San Diego Mavericks. Defensive coordinator for Albuquerque, Chad Stinson. Back to throws more. Quick out pattern to the sideline. Caught. This is Swayze out of bounds. He'll gain 9 yards to the 50. But it'll be 2nd and 1. Second and 1 from the midfield. First drive of the game. Just underway here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Lexington Miners looking to go 2-0 on the year to give off to Sean Sanders again. And Sanders carries 2 defenders into Albuquerque territory where he's marked down at the 42. Thank you, Marco Smith. I appreciate the compliments. As we just creep under 9 minutes to go, 3 wide receivers. Tight end flex out. This is a weak eye formation against a standard 4-3 defense from Albuquerque. Here's the give off to Sanders. Carries a defender on his back to the 36. That'll be a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. I formation. Sanders deep, Moore right under the center. Stares at a 4-3 defense. Throw up to Sanders. It'll be good just past the 35-yard line, but we got a flag down. Let's hear it from our 62. Oh, we have a holding call on the offensive line. Number 75 for Lexington. Called for the infraction. And it's Hank Walters to guard, back him up 10 yards. That's a real killer early. Moore was 22 of 35 last week, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Fires out here to Sanders. Out of the backfield, makes a man miss. It's tackled just over the 40-yard line. Sets up a 3rd and 8, so he's able to get some of the penalty yardage back. Still a bit of a long situation for the Miners. Longer than a couple of 3rd downs they've converted already on this drive. Here's Swayze, number 11. He's already caught a pass. This week, Swayze 4 grabs, 70 yards. There's more. Over in the middle, he's got the tight end. It's Solomon up to the Albuquerque 30, so they pick up the 3rd and medium with no problem to the tight end. Here's the give off to Sanders. Spins ahead, picks up 5. Good enough to make it 2nd and 5. No, that's the backup Wentworth. In for Sanders. Offset I formation, 2 wide receivers. That's being shown by the backers. And they back out. Moore throws. It's complete for the 1st down to the 17-yard line. It's the fullback Pierce Cooley on the reception. Ball's at the 17. You see the numbers for Sanders, who's back in. He has already 4 carries, 30 yards. Here's again to Sanders again, the carry number 5, and he picks up 2. Tackle made on the play by number 52, Broski. Second and 8, ball on the 14, 5:55 to go in the opening quarter. First possession for Lexington, first possession of the ball game for either team. Here's again to Sanders again. Spins inside, gets knocked back at the 10. Pick up a 4, it'll be 3rd and 4. They converted a couple 3rd downs on this drive. Let's see if they can convert one more. Or will they have to go to the kicker, Victor Washington? Here's Dante Grimm. Back there at strong safety, Moore. Quick drop. Looking. Has a man over the middle, caught, and it's going to be a touchdown, Lexington. This is Baudet on the reception for 6 points. Moore fitting in a really tight window between 2 neon green defenders. Touchdown, Lexington, with 5:10 to go in the first quarter. This is Victor Washington on the extra point attempt. Snap, spot, kick is good. 5:10 to go. The score is 7-0 in favor of Lexington over Albuquerque. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Return up to the 27. And that's where back. And the rest of the team will start on offense for Albuquerque. He threw for a bundle of yards to tie, but he also threw 5 interceptions last week. He's Josh Stepp in the I formation. The first play will be a pass to the outside. Honest Odobi spent some time in the SFL with Atlanta this past season on the reception. Joining him in the receiving corps is Ed Williams, and tight end is Craig Westlake. Good to the Lexington defense. After this play, this will be a 2nd and 6 from 31. Empty backfield for Albuquerque. 7-step drop, back fires. He's got Westlake open, and he's outrunning a couple of people. They have the ankles and finally running down at the 16. Wow, what a play. Among the defenders making the tackle was Jukin Jr. at strong safety. As we get a look again at that pass from Tack over the middle. Ooh, and Rukin almost had the interception, but Westlake, who's 6'5", took it away. Robert Brady is the defensive end. DJ Killington, along with Noah Ragier, Nathan Kerr, Noah Ragier, and DJ are the linebackers. Nathan Kerr, Andre Tucker are the corners. Safeties are Guy Incognito, Todd Ridsby, Jukin Jr., and Toby Kerr. Three men in the backfield as we get a loss on the first down play. This Pack fires out, completes the step, breaks a tackle, down to the 10. That's Willow Markham. It'll be 3rd and 5. Following a loss of 4 on first down play, set up a 3rd and medium. They do have a contracted kicker if they do need the 3 points, but they're hoping for 7. Pack. Out route. This is good to Odobi again. It'll be 1st and goal at the 5. First and goal from the 5, approaching under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Weak eye formation. It'll be 1st and goal. Throw it to the fullback. He's wide open in the flat, and he walks it in like he's on Easy Street. Gladwin Sky, touchdown Albuquerque. And we're an extra point away from a tie. It's like they tried to cover everybody else, all the big targets. Whoop, here goes the fullback on the backfield. Verity is 5'8", 170 pounds on for the extra point attempt. Snap spot, kick is good. 2:53 left to go in this opening stanza, and we are tied at 7. Adams looking to get back on track. They scored 34 points in the loss last week. Lexington, more workmanlike, 13-7 over Annapolis. Verity's kick. Deep. It'll be fielded about the 5. Return up the middle of the field. Down to the 28-yard line. It'll go. For Albuquerque. Oh, Lexington rather. It's Armstrong on the return. It'll be 1st and 10. Adams used Sanders effectively on their first drive. He got a lot of carries. I counted 6 in the opening stanza. Moore is the quarterback. He was with these Miners last season. And he's taking a 7-step drop. Fires! Knocked down, but we got a flag. And he Singletary, the linebacker. It hit him. But I don't think he ever turned around for the ball. Yep, they're going to call defensive pass interference on the inside linebacker. And the home crowd doesn't like it, but that's what the man in the striped shirt say. Oh, I think they called that on Broski, actually. Broski, 6'4", 250. And the early numbers for Moore. New coaching staff, of course. Marco Swift, the head coach. Following Ethan Kai's ascension to ownership of the Seattle Nemesis, as this throw is knocked down by the other linebacker, number 52, Gus Burns. It'll be 2nd down and 10. From the Lexington 37. Cornerbacks playing up close and personal with the receivers. As Moore is back to throw, fires. This is a corner route, one-handed catch. Swayze out of bounds at the Albuqerque 39. But it could have been a lot more. As we get a look at it one more time. Spinning around behind his back. And a beautiful catch. Before being tackled by Ricky Robinson in the corner. Chad Rowland checking out. He's got Ed Williams on Albuqerque. As Moore, under 7-step drop, fires, 1st down again. Swayze again, the favorite target of Moore when he decides to go to the air. He gets him out to the 27 as we tick now under 2 minutes to go. We got a weak eye formation. Tight end flexed. Solomon here's to get to Sanders, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage, no gain. See the early numbers for Sanders. He's not a guy who will run over people, but he'll definitely run around them and try to make you miss with his elusiveness. We got a bunch to the bottom. Linebacker covering a wide receiver. Moore doesn't see it, gets to Sanders. Sanders picks up 5, is that up 3rd and 5. I don't have the trusty Rick meter with me, my regular SFL broadcast partner. Likes to enjoy his time between the seasons, but the momentum meter is firmly neutral right now. Although it's going to take a reading after this play, which is a more pass. Out of bounds. Looking for Burdett. We had the touchdown reception earlier, but he couldn't come up with the feet in bounds. And Washington will be on 4-3. You gotta count that as a win, considering for Albuqerque, considering how efficiently Lexington was moving the ball down the field. Defensive coordinator Zach Holdorf for Lexington, I'm sure, is already scheming adjustments. And the field goal kick is good from 39. So with 47 seconds left to go in the opening quarter, it's 10-7. Lexington in front of Albuqerque. First game of what is a Friday night quadruple header. Of course, Lincoln and Madison set to kick off. going concurrently as this game is going. Return by Levine up to the 34. That's where the Adams will begin. Finding themselves trailing by 3. Let's see what they do here. They relied on number 11, Tack. Put them through the air and they'll start off in the empty again. Standard 4-2-5 dime look from Lexington as Pack is back to throw. Fired a deep out cut. Williams tried to stay in bounds but did not. It'll be second down. Given the history of the organizations you've had, history with the organizations you have, Ethan, I can't blame you for not being able to decide who to pick. Power and look in the backfield. There's the throw, the snap. Spin move inside, trying to make a juke. Will pick up 5 yards though. See the quarterback comparison in terms of yards. Both relatively close. Both have kept it clean so far. Especially important for Ty, considering it threw 5 picks last week. Last play of the quarter. Snap handoff on 3rd and 5. He won't get there. He only got 1. That's the end of the first quarter. Kerr on the tackle. 10-7. Lexington in front. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. As we start the second quarter with a 4th and 4 punt. Rush on from Lexington, but Albuquerque able to get away clean. Returned upfield to the 24-yard line. That's where the Miners will begin. They got 3 points on our last drive. And joining me in the booth is the commissioner of the SFL himself, Cameron Irvine. Happy to have you aboard, Cam.
Happy to be here, Colin, in a game full of points so far.
Moore back to throw, quick drop over the middle. It's going to be intercepted. First big mistake of the day. And Alex Marshall says, I'll take that. Thank you very much. What a play. Right away out of the gates for the Adams defense, and they set their offense up with premium field position.
Well, that's all, folks. Have a great night. I mean, I come in and we get a turnover. There was so much offense in the first quarter. Oh, I feel like I jinxed them, Colin.
Well, let's see what the Adams elect to do. They go with an I formation. Here's to get the step, and he picks up 4 yards. They've been relying on Pack's arm so far, Cam. Let's see if they can get their running game going to complement.
261 yards for Ty Tack last week, and yeah, the 5 picks. Gotta curve that, and you know, a clean sheet so far tonight.
Here's Stapp again on the carry. Only gain, they'll say, about 1. Sets up a 3rd and 5. Real big important for this Lexington defense if they can hold them to 3 instead of 7. Let's see what Albuquerque elects to do here as they break the huddle out of the I formation. This time the 2 receiver side is to the bottom of your picture. Here's the quick drop. Pack fires. He's got step. Made 1 man miss with a great spin move and broken tackle out of bounds at the 13. Boy, did he put his defender on skates.
Josh Slapp, 5.3 yards per carry last week. That led the SFLm, and he's showing that he's not just a one-trick pony tonight. Really doing it all for Albuquerque so far.
Dak, he's been dealing. Every receiver, with the exception of Ed Williams, has caught a pass, although Williams was targeted. Pack fires out. He's got the fullback who had the touchdown, but this time Lexington puts the clamps down. A loss of 1 back to the 14. And here we go with the hurry up. They must like this package. Defense shifts. Pack under center. Reads it some more. He's back to throw. As Westlake over the middle, who had that big catch, they're down to the 8. And they elect to continue to press the issue.
Got to be careful here. 3 points is better than a pick.
Here's Pack. Short drop. Out to step. Oh, it'll be a yard short. The sticks at the 5, but it preserves the 3-point opportunity.
Slap almost put out that magic that he had earlier in the drive, but Lexington, great combo tackle on the outside. Last week had some real great defensive standouts, including free safety Todd Rigsby. But, wow, so far, offense on the field, Colin.
Well, let's see if this turns into a stink. No! They got him to move. And Stapp, I think, got the first down anyway. Oh, man. So they didn't even wait. The line just jumped. Let's see who jumped off. One of the defensive tackles for Lexington. And that's got to be a morale killer if you're Lexington.
A major infraction for the Miners, and that keeps the drive alive. Devastating there for Lexington. Albuquerque trying to make it 2 for 2 on their drives.
Here's to get the step. And he walks in without so much as a finger being laid on him. Touchdown, Adams.
Sometimes simple's best, Colin, and that's how you take full advantage of an interception. Slap, see the blocking here. I mean, it's about as picture perfect as you can ask for. Big number 77. Rumbling to the left, Moose Mitchell. And he cleared the pathway pretty easily. Albuquerque's off to a hot start. They were faced with a onslaught of passing last week against Madison and just couldn't overcome it. But they're looking pretty sharp tonight in their home opener.
And after starting out so smoothly in the opening quarter, Albuquerque comes back and takes a 4-point lead with 7:57 to go in the first half. Verity will kick it away for Albuquerque.
Colin, you know that that spices, the can of spices in the grocery store called Slap Ya Mama? You seen that?
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
maybe it's a southern thing. But Josh Slap getting in the end zone, and Marshall's in the chat saying, "You been slapped." And he needs to call Slap Ya Mama and get some kind of endorsement deal or something.
Oh, yeah. That marketing campaign pretty much writes itself.
It does,
but,
yeah.
Lexington, they had a turnover by Christian Moore. And Moore trying to bounce back from that. Sanders looked really good on the opening drive running the ball. They tried throwing it to him, but he lost a yard back to the 27.
Colin, I got to look at Sean Sanders last week, and I was just blown away. I mean, he is so dynamic, and he's small, he's quick. You might remember him I compared him to Parkey Chol. Haven't seen a back that small in a long time, and he's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah, Parkey Chol was pretty dynamic. Ooh, that was real dangerous down the field looking for Solomon, but Dante Grimm, he almost bagged that one for his team. 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, that's where Ty's got to mature a little bit. Chad Moore's got to mature a little bit. Just 2 picks last week, but the couple that he had were backbreakers or felt like backbreakers at the time. He's a wonderful passer, but forces the issue a little bit too much.
Here's more throws. Oh! The tight end had it, but he dropped it. Singletary was in the area, but that could have been a first down, Cam. Instead, it'll be a punt.
Yeah, and that doesn't build trust between a quarterback that takes one too many chances, and then when he puts it on the money, the receivers can't handle it. Not a good series there for Lexington, especially after throwing the pick, then giving up the touchdown. Now going 3 and out, this defense is going to be tired.
The SFL Network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 live SFL programming will include content created by the community. The SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone, or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL Network, where SFL creators come together. And Albuquerque has definitely came together, and they've strung a couple of nice drives together, Cam. Let's see if they can make it 3 for 3. Here's Stapp on the reception, and Slap is out of bounds after, they're going to call it 9.5.
Rob Hunt, one of my favorite rookies so far this season, says in the chat that he's checking in from his mountain cabin this weekend. I need to know what the temperature is and what the scenery is right away, sir. That sounds wonderful.
He just listed the location in the chats, and if you know anything about the Carolinas or that area, it's picturesque down there.
That's awesome. Enjoy yourself, Rob.
2nd and inches. Line up with 3 tight ends. Here's to get the slap. He gets the first down to the 46.
Well, Slap's doing a good job moving the Albuquerque's staying ahead of the sticks, Colin. They're keeping things simple and easy on offense, and just trying to put Tack in good situations. Played with Tacoma last season and had just an outstanding season. A lot of people thought he should have been drafted, and he's high on a lot of people's boards this offseason.
Well, there's definitely teams looking for a quarterback, as that pass was knocked down, incomplete. Westlake, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10. From the Lexington 46. This Albuquerque offense is definitely multiple. They line up in a lot of formations. We've seen Slap, catch passes out of the backfield. He's next to packing the gun. Tack throws, tipped and incomplete. It was knocked down. Westlake again, the intended receiver, setting up 3rd and long.
Active hands on that Lexington defense. If I was Tack, I would have not thought that they were going to get a paw on that one. Really good awareness there by the defense. It was tough to see a number who got the hands on it, but I'm thinking it was either Kilgannon or Ragier in the middle there.
3 wide receivers, I formation. Tack fires, completes. This is to Williams, and he's getting a first down out to the 35. Ed Williams, welcome to the ballgame, fella.
Williams, 2-way from Indianapolis. Ramblers hoping to have a better season next season, but Williams enjoying more playing time and more opportunity down here in the minors with Albuquerque, along with Honus Adobe and Craig Westlake, also 2-ways on this offense.
You're looking for Westlake. Oh, but he dropped it. It was almost kind of ricocheting. Westlake is down. He's down on the field, and he is not moving, and that's not a good sign for this offense.
Especially, Collins, since he plays Sunday against the Baltimore Vultures. They need him to heal up. Can't be getting hurt out there, but what a frustrating night for Westlake. He's been targeted a handful of times, but Lexington's defense has been really sharp in the middle of the field, and if he's gone, that is going to dramatically shift this offensive game plan because he has been heavily involved so far.
We got a 2nd and 10, and let receivers Twins to the bottom. They run away from Twins and slap, and he gets stopped on the line of scrimmage for no gain. That's that linebacker you were talking about. Ragier, number 50, and on the tackle. Or was that 54? I couldn't tell.
No, I was Ragier, and it's difficult when you got a running back running full speed at you to just stick an arm out and basically bring a whole human down with one arm. That was an impressive play.
Now they go 4 wide. We haven't seen this formation yet. Pack fires. It's going to be short of the sticks, but they'll mark it at the 31-yard line. Odobe on the reception. This will set up about a 48-yard field goal attempt, Cam. And for Lexington, again, they got to consider that a win.
Yeah, seemed like they didn't want to put Patak in harm's way, and got just inside of field goal range for Ye Verity to hopefully put Albuquerque up by 7 for the Adams fans. It's a tough one.
Oh, snap. Spot kick is on the way. Oh. It's off the post. No good.
As the great Scott Hansen says, he stoinked it off the post. Drifting right. Doink, stoink, whatever you call it. It's no points, and now that's a real big win for Lexington. It's going to be important, Colin, on this drive to at least get a first down. That defense has been on the field a lot in the second quarter.
Yeah, for sure. The defense needs a rest. They had a long opening drive that took up half the first quarter last time. Could use another one of those as Moore's back to throw. Fires down the field. Oh, Dunsink Grimm got a hand on it as Solomon was behind him, but Grimm able to make a spectacular play.
And I understand trying to be aggressive after a potential momentum swing, but it feels like Lexington's gone a little bit away from Sean Sanders here in the second quarter, and now they're playing behind the sticks. They could really use some good yardage here to make it third and manageable.
They got 3 wide receivers. Here's Moore. Fires out. This is Swayze. He got 6 yards. It's third and manageable as Moore is now up to 84 yards. Ball on the Lexington 44 with 4:43 to go in the second. They got to go to Sanders here, Cam.
Yeah, that'll work. Now the playbook's wide open for Moore and the rest of this offense. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Maybe an out route top of the screen.
High formation. Sanders the deep back. Again, they go 7-step drop over the middle right to the defender, but he dropped it. Alex Marshall had it in his hands, but he could not corral it. And another punt forced by the Adams defense.
Well, Alex Marshall, I hope you have another opportunity, because if that's the last one you have of this game, that one's not going to feel too good. But Marshall's been incredibly active so far in this one. If I'm remembering correctly, Colin, he was the one that got the pick right when I joined, I think. And Albuquerque's defense has really tightened up as this first half's gone along.
Turn up to the 20-yard line for Albuquerque. And Pack. He kept the ball out of harm's way, but now he's going to be without Westlake for the foreseeable future. Let's see how that impacts things, considering that Verity missed the field goal. 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's the flag down. This is Olobi with a reception, but we're going to have to check the flag before we proceed any further.
Mickey Gibson jumped. Nope.
The defensive end for Lexington, number 79. Brady jumped. Only contracted defender up there currently for Lexington.
Wrong roster. Sorry you got stuck with the amateur tonight, Colin.
It's all right. It's all right. Pack up the 1st and 5. Deep down the field. They got a man wide open. It's Williams. And he's behind everybody. And he'll score. Touchdown, Lexington. Or Albuquerque.
See, it's spreading. The fade route to Williams, no safety help over the top, and poor Andre Tucker left on an island with no boat, no food, only the salt water from the ocean. He got burned. That is just an excellent read from Ty Tack.
As soon as I saw the ball leave the frame of the camera, I'm like, oh boy, this is either going to be really good or really bad. And unfortunately for Lexington, it was really bad. Extra point by Verity, pending. Is good. Liking the game so far? Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As the SFL approaches its 20th anniversary season, there's so much more content to come. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help grow the channel through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Verity's kick is away. Fielded by Armstrong, who had a bit of an opening. Will get down to the 34, where the Miners will begin. And again, they got to try to make the river run uphill.
Yeah, last week, Lexington's defense was pretty stout in a 13-7 win against Annapolis. They've been hitting the mouth a couple of times tonight with this Albuquerque offense. And, yeah, the offense is going to have to respond and quick.
This is Moore. In the shotgun, he's back to throw. Pumps. Throws down the field. Oh, it's dropped. Swayze, his most reliable target, dropped the ball, and Westlake may still return yet to the game cam. They say he has a pinched nerve in his shoulder.
Another first down incompletion call, and that's 3 drives in a row that Lexington has gotten no yards on first down. It's really been hurting him tonight.
Second and 10 from the 34-yard line. Here's Moore, gives off to Sanders. There he is. He picks up 6 yards to set up third and medium.
5.2 yards a carry to start. And, yeah, we're back to 3rd and 4 here, which they were able to convert on the last series.
Third and 4. Clock approaching under 3 minutes to go. More. Oh, that was real dangerous. Marshall almost had it again.
Gee whiz. Alex Marshall, I know he's not getting these interceptions, but he is all over the field. And, you know, Chad Moore's throwing into a zone with 3 or 4 bright green jerseys out there. And, Colin, it almost looks like he's not going through his progressions, right? He's just trying to hit the first target out there or first target available, and he just doesn't look comfortable in the pocket tonight.
I tend to agree with you. He seems to be pressing a little bit, and he's got to relax, but at the same time, they moved away from Sanders, who was so good in that opening stanza. It's a bit confusing. First and 10 for Albuquerque from their 24. Back hitting the deep bomb to Williams for the touchdown on their last drive. Let's see what the Adams do here. It'll be first and 10. Single back is slapped. He's in the block.
Whoa.
Pack fires off his back foot, nearly intercepted. It'll be second down, but they like to stay in the same set. They must see something that they like.
Both these teams in a rush tonight.
Second and 10. Slap on the carry to stretch. He spins, breaks away from one tackle. He's up over the 50. Almost broke a second tackle. A Ragier up to the 42, and they continue to mash the go button cam.
Tell you, Fort Worth's got a player, Noah Ragier. He is an excellent linebacker. Saved another 40 yards.
Stretch play again. Tackled in the backfield. I think they're starting to get tired. That was the loss of 2 back to the 44. One more play before the 2-minute warning. Pack fires. He's got the backup tight end out to the 39, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube.
Type attack, critical third down here, Colin, as Albuquerque can either keep the 2-minute offense moving or they'll probably have to punt the football away in no man's land.
Wouldn't want that. That's for sure. Pack fires, complete, but it'll be a yard short of the sticks at the 34. What a tackle out there by Lexington's number 22, Kerr. The other strong safety. It'll be 4th and 1 from the 34.
I think you go for this. Oh, wow. That's really surprising, Colin. Under 2 to go, 4th and 1? What do you got to lose, especially the way Lexington's offense has been playing? Really surprised by the conservativeness there.
Maybe. I understand your point, Cam, but maybe they trust their defense, too.
True. Could get a safety.
Here is the snap back. Kick will be down.
Oh.
This will be inside the 5, out of bounds exactly at the 5. Perfect coverage. Why don't we see that in the big league games, Cam? We see gunners outrun punts all the time. But that time they played it perfectly.
That was a pretty darn good punt, though, I must say, from, who was that? Ralph Bennington. And, pins Lexington deep. Albuquerque's got all 3 timeouts. This could get dicey for the Miners just before the half. They just need to get out of this situation.
Or change it to play, quick drop.
Oh,
there's a man over the middle. It's intercepted. This time it is number 32. Number 32, Robinson, catches the tip pass, and the defense sets up an instant goal-to-go opportunity for the offense.
the drops tonight, Colin. The drops killing Lexington on first down. I mean, that is 4 first downs in a row that they have not gained any yardage. That turned into an interception, and this is the disaster we're talking about. To your point, Colin, they trusted the defense, punted it away. Defense made good things happen. Now it's 1st and goal.
Backup tight end is Anna Williams, and Ogilvie are the wide receivers. They get the slap, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Albuquerque. An 8-yard touchdown run. They made it look easy.
Man, what a bizarre second quarter, right, Colin? I mean, this game was 7-7, 10-7 after the Albuquerque field goal. You're thinking, okay, you know, we're going back and forth. We got ourselves a ball game. And then Albuquerque pulled a Arizona Cardinals on the Saints last night. I mean, they're just destroying them in the second quarter. And now Lexington is, I mean, they're completely behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it was 10-7 at one point, but then it's been this string of points set up by the defense. Just unreal.
Colin, I got to get A. Marshall into our marketing department. The slappening 2 for Josh Slapp's second touchdown. This dude's full of it in the chat. It's awesome. I think that's Alex Marshall of Albuquerque.
Yeah, that is Alex Marshall of Albuquerque.
Can't wait to see what he does when he gets another pick.
His teammates have been getting the picks. Yeah, right, Cam. I can't wait to see his reaction when his player on the field gets an interception as Armstrong returns us up to the 26. And Lexington, they'd be wise just to run the ball.
Dude's going to get an interception. He's going to have a parade. You know, Colin, it is legal to have a parade in New Orleans. Your own personal parade. They'll give you a police escort. It's incredible.
I didn't know that. You can just say, for whatever reason, you can have your own parade.
That's it.
Sanders gets the ball up the middle. There's a first down play that actually does something for Lexington. Here's Moore back to throw.
Oh, good throw.
Oh, this is a great pass out to the second receiver. His second grab. He had the one touchdown. Timeout with 40 seconds left.
Good catch, good route by Budette. And if I was Lexington, my goal on this drive would be to get 3 points. You can get the game down to a 2-touchdown game with a 2-point conversion. You still have the whole second half in front of you. You got 2 timeouts here. Nothing crazy. Just need 25 yards.
Here's Moore. Has a clean pocket. Fires. Solomon tried to dive for it. No, that's Swayze. He tried to dive for it, but the ball went straight upfield. A little bit miscommunication there.
Colin, it almost looked like Chad was throwing to the seam route, but late almost, right? It was almost like he couldn't decide between the seam and the crossing pattern, and he basically threw it to where nobody was.
Yeah, it's like he threw it in between the routes. Like I said before, he might be pressing a little bit.
Yeah.
He's at a 7-step drop now. Fires down the field. What a catch! Oh my goodness! Solomon pulls it in at the 29. They take a timeout with 30 seconds left.
Now that's why Chad Moore's on some draft boards. Tight end seam up the middle, right over Marshall's hand. And, man, Solomon comes through. Lexington in field goal range. And that is exactly what they needed. They still have 30 seconds, a timeout left. See what they can do with it.
The lineup in the weak eye formation, tight end flex, Moore, quick drop over the middle.
Oh!
Ace Singletary. He was looking for Solomon again, but Ace Singletary read it like a book and picked it off.
I'm not 6'5", 262, Colin, but if I was, I couldn't make that play. Oh my gosh, he just totally backed up in his zone. I don't even blame Chad Moore for that. He was looking for Solomon, and Ace Singletary with just a phenomenal athletic play, and it is just all Adams in the first half. That was sensational.
That might be the play of the game already. And we still have a whole half to go. 3 wide receivers. Back to throw. They'll fire this out. It's complete to the 22. You see the numbers for Pack. He's kept it clean, but unfortunately for Chad Moore, the interception bug has gotten a hold of him.
Clean game for type attack tonight. So far, so good.
And attack has been brilliant. This will be the last play of the half. That's it goes. He's hit, and it's dropped incomplete. It's 28-10 at the half. Lexington trails. And to pour a little salt in the wound, Albuquerque will get the ball first to start the third quarter. Well, let's have a bit of a download of that first half. Cam, what did you see? Your view.
After last week, Lexington looked pretty good defensively. They just really struggled to contain Albuquerque in the pass game, even after Craig Westlake went out. But mostly, Colin, this was about Lexington's very bizarre offense in the second quarter. They didn't get Sean Sanders going. Chad Moore looked like he was pressing, looked like he was trying to get it all back in one play. And, I mean, credit to Albuquerque's defense. They were flying around out there all quarter long, making life difficult. And, Lexington needs desperately to regroup on both sides of the ball and shake off that second quarter and understand that they have plenty of game left.
Burdette, he had the one catch for a touchdown, but Marshall, he had the one interception right there to start the second. And as you said, Cam, it was just a bizarre quarter from the standpoint of it was 10-7 Lexington, and then all of a sudden it's like a switch flipped, and it was opposite then. Williams on the long reception there. Great play.
Albuquerque's now scored 24 points or more in 5 straight games, and when you're talking about the minor league, Colin, that's a pretty great achievement, and they should be proud of that. And 28 and 1/2 as well is pretty spectacular. Although Lexington, like that one right there, that was the biggest giveaway, Colin. That one hurt the most.
The pick by Robinson, that's for sure. And really, it could be 31 to 10.5. But remember, Verity doinked the field goal attempt. So Albuquerque, as great as they've been on all of their scoring drives, they could have been virtually perfect in terms of scoring opportunities and a half.
Heck of a play by Singletary. That was just awesome, even on second look.
Albuquerque receiving the ball. I tell you what, if Jason Williams can continue to put up numbers like this, I'd imagine there'd be quite a few SFL teams that would be trying to knock down his door for coaching opportunities here. Like you said, it's a very impressive achievement to get 20 or more in 5 straight games in the minors, considering that in the mitigating circumstances, well, Adams will start from their own 27.
And what's even more interesting is, Colin, is Fort Worth announced that they were going to release Jason Williams. So Jason Williams, his brother, now free agent. Joshua Williams over in Atlanta, but doing great things with Albuquerque, at least so far tonight. The Williams brothers, that could be an interesting dynamic come season 20.
Throw down the middle. Williams dropped the ball. He was hit just as he was trying to catch it. That's his 5th target. He has 3 grabs, including a long touchdown. And, there was a lot of murmur last year about the 2-way contracts when they were first implemented. Was it fair or was it not fair? But you see a guy like Ed Williams who didn't get a lot of snaps or opportunities in Indianapolis. He gets to apply his craft here. I think it benefits both the teams. We're going to get a free play slap. Picks up nearly the first down. They'll likely decline this penalty count.
Well, at the end of the day, Colin, these spots that are being occupied by the 2-way players are just simply not open in the pros. The demand is low. You've got a lot of teams with a lot of deep, wide receiving cores, and Ed Williams is getting some good time. This Albuquerque offense is also pretty unusual in the SFLm this season. If you take a look at a team like Lexington on the other side, they're full of young guns. Sean Sanders, Dill Swayze, Joseph Budette, Xavier Solomon, they're all undrafted. So it is an interesting dynamic for sure.
And it's interesting for the coaches as well. I'll get to it after this play. A slap is brought down for a loss of 2. It's got to be an interesting sort of tightrope that these SFLm coaches have to walk with these 2-way players, because the 2-way players are progressing their players for the major league teams, but yet the minor league teams have to figure out how to fit in a build that may not be suited to what they're trying to do in terms of philosophy. So
true.
There's a lot of finesse and finagling involved. There's a sack on the play by Lexington from the defense.
There you go. That's a way to get the defense started. Great push up inside. That was Mark Rams getting in there for the Miners and putting Albuquerque type attack for the first time tonight in a difficult spot.
Attack is in the gun. This is their longest third down they faced in quite some time. Back, wide open. Ogilvy down the field. He's got one man to beat, and Williams attacked with 3. Wow.
Oh, that you got to finish that, baby. Oh, my goodness. Wide open. Let's watch the route. I don't know what Nathan Nur is thinking there. I don't know if he's got safety help over the top or he was supposed to, but he just kind of lets Adobe fly past him. But really good hustle at the end of this play to save the touchdown. It, in fact, was Nathan Nur that brings him down at the end of it, and depending upon what happens in the next few plays, that saved a touchdown and possibly this game.
Ogilvy playing with Atlanta. He's showing off the speed there. Huge down the field, first and goal from the 3. Patak will throw. He'll go to slap.
Oh, good play.
Down at the 2. What a great tackle again by Penner. 2 plays in a row.
Nathan Nur, I know he gave up the big play, but he's sure making up for it after that. That's back-to-back plays that saved the touchdown. What's he got for us on second down?
Line up with 3 tight ends. Here's to get the slap. He finds his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Albuquerque.
Well, he's got nothing for us, Colin, because they didn't go in his direction. They were tired of him blowing up the plays. And, man, this Albuquerque offense, 28 consecutive points, Colin. They are just piling tonight.
Wow. 4 straight touchdowns. And Alex Marshall again with another great tagline. He says, "The slapping 3 slap harder." And Verity on for the extra point. He's been perfect in that department. So with 8:27 to go in the third, it's 34-10. Albuquerque in front of Lexington. The minor league season is underway, but it's never too late to create your plan and get him or her involved in the next rookie class. The season 20 draft is December 17th and 18th, so don't miss your chance. The sooner you create a player, the better your player will be on draft day. For more info, visit Simulationfl.net. Lexington will start from the 25, and Cam, it's like they're getting deeper and deeper into this hole, and it's getting harder and harder for them to climb out of.
Josh Slapp, 3 touchdowns tonight. No running back last week had more than 1. So, I mean, he is really turning some heads with this performance. He hadn't done a whole lot in terms of between the 20s, but he's taking advantage of his opportunities.
Moore is hit as he throws, incomplete. That is Gibson again. Mel Gibson, he's 5'10", but he's well north of 300 pounds. I don't think I've ever seen a defensive tackle that short and that big all at the same time.
They got some players, Colin. He's a big fella.
Shown up in a big way. Split-backs, 3 wide receivers for the Adams. First time we've seen this look today. Moore's back to throw. Fires down the field. Has a man open. It's Swayze down to the 48 of Lexington for the first down.
See what kind of camera angle we get on this replay. We'll look at Moore in the pocket. You see it? Look at how much calmer he looked there, Colin. It looks like he's settled down a bit. Shuffled his feet, moved around in the pocket, waited for Dill Swayze to get open, and that was a really great pass.
And here's to get to Sanders again. Has a bit of room. Will get tackled at the 50. After a 2-yard pickup. You know, Moore's an interesting case. He's one of the returning quarterbacks to the minor league. Of course, he was with this with the minors last year, albeit the coaching makeup was a little bit different in terms of who was helping him in terms of progressing and stuff, but he definitely seems more comfortable to your point, Cam, as he fires this one out to Sanders, and Sanders making things happen. Almost picked up the first down. It'll be 3rd and less than 1 coming up.
And Chad Moore, you know, he came into the season in the middle of the season last year, and it's always tough for a team to start with a brand new quarterback. But head coach Ethan Kai was able to, despite all that, you know, take the Miners to the playoffs. Chad Moore was a great story, and you know, now this is really his first season of true development.
Oh, they go for big on 3rd and inches, and it backfires on them in a major way. Gibson with the sack back at the 49, and that looked wrong from the get-go, Cam.
Man, I mean, Chad Moore, I think he got caught looking downfield a little bit too much. Maybe a little too comfortable in the pocket. Won't be after that play. Yeah, I just didn't really look down at Melt. All he had to do was take a side step, get rid of that big fella. But, yeah, Melt ran right into him.
Here is the punt away. And
Right.
The gunner runs it into the end zone. The ball will come out to the 20. We got a funny comment in the chat. He says in the NFL, that's roughing the passer, the last sack by Gibson. Well,
Yeah, that's rough. It's getting a little much. You know, when you play football, you sign up for football, you know what you're getting into. And yeah, it's gotten a little extreme out there.
I think the one that convinced people that the shark jumping had occurred was when Chris Jones was penalized for roughing after recovering the fumble from Derek Carr in Kansas City. As much as the Grady Jarrett hit will get the publicity it gets because, well, it's Tom Brady. So, I really think it's that one that sort of was the straw that broke the camel's back. It slaps, takes the handoff, will gain a couple of yards out to the 27, and all of a sudden, Cam, it's 3rd and 3. Tucker on the tackle.
Colin, forgive my distraction as I'm producing the other game, but Lincoln just had a punt sail over their snapper's head, and then it was the blocked punt was actually fumble recovered by Lincoln and returned for a touchdown. That is must-see television. You could go back at any time and watch that play on YouTube later, but Lincoln getting themselves back in that game in unspeakable manners.
Wow. As the attack was sacked on the last 3rd down, so Lexington will get the ball back with pretty good field position. Bennington boots this to the opposite 40, and Lexington will get this on their 42.
All right, so Chad Moore, down 25. I mean, Lexington just needs to keep things simple, I think, Colin. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to come back in this game. Albuquerque's been sharp all night. But they just need some confidence-boosting drives and plays and see where it takes them.
The trips to the top, they go to Sanders, the back, and that's a good play for him. Picks up 7. Grimm makes the tackle down at the 49. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Man, how is nobody on Sanders out there? How do you lose track of Sean Sanders? I mean, it wasn't the most perfect pass in the world for Moore, and he still was able to gather himself for 7. Great play.
You made the comparison to Parkey Chol for Sanders really earlier, and I can definitely see it. He's listed in the program as 5'7", 190. And to your point, I haven't seen a guy that short with that much elusive and dynamic skill since Parkey Chol. I say that as he gets the carry here and gets tackled just behind the line for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Tough game script for Sanders now, Colin, because I mean you can't do a ton of running and short stuff if you're trying to win. So it's just tough position for Chad Moore right now.
Moore back to throw, slant over the middle, what a catch! Swayze again. This is a guy who, if you didn't take notice before, are definitely taking notice now. What a catch. He took it away practically from the defender.
Yeah, I agree, Colin. He just totally snatched it away. And Swayze, 4 catches, 70 yards last week. They're getting him more involved in the game plan this week.
Or steps up, down he goes, Gibson again. His second sack. Looked like there might have been an opening for a minute, but Gibson got home.
Last week, only Robert Brady of these Lexington Miners had 2 sacks. In fact, only 4 sacks all last week across the SFLm. So Gibson also making a name for himself tonight.
Loss of 5 on the play, 2nd and 15. More back to throw. Fires the out route. Bledette with the nice grab. Picks up yardage to the 39. It set up a 3rd and 6. That's easy money there, Cam.
Yeah, easy money indeed. Lexington could use a field goal here, although lack of a first down is going to keep them out of range, so got to get to the 32.5.
More pumps, goes to the opposite side. Ooh! Looking for Swayze, but he was just a beat too late, and it'll be 4th and 6. Fullman on again for the punt.
Somebody said something about Swayze's mama at the end of that play. Did you see him charging the I don't know who that was on the bench. But, yeah, Swayze upset with the chatter over in Albuquerque's side of the field. And, yeah, just frustrated that he couldn't pull that one in for his teammates.
Ogram punts it away. This is going to be real good. Out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
What's going on here tonight, Colin? These are some great coffin quarter punts. Nailed it.
Man. That'll be 1st and 10 from the 7. 2:34 on the clock. 35-10. Type attack. He's kept it clean. He's hit a couple big plays down the field. Nice slap. Gets knocked backwards by Ragier. After a 1-yard gain, set up a 2nd and 9. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for more info about the league. It's 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6. SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Throw out of bounds, sets up a 3rd and 9, clock stop 2:03 to go in the quarter.
You know, Noah Ragier is having a great night, but he's going to wish he had that one back. If he takes that to the house, it's a total momentum changer because that's exactly where it would have went. Just been that kind of night for Lexington.
There's the tack. Off the slap.
Oh,
You almost got there. Oh my goodness. But Ragier again with the tackle. But Slap almost got there on his own. With a couple nice moves.
that does give Albuquerque some breathing space, not punting out of their own end zone. That's huge for field position. But at least Lexington gets the stop. And Jeremy Vega in the chat, Colin, doing some scouting. Seeing what potential new talent going to be joining the Night Wings in Season 20.
They have quite a bit of openings available. They got a couple of retirements. A couple of guys electing to test free agency. So no surprise to see the former champion coach and in the chat here, just checking out proceedings.
You know, I got to commend Vega, Colin. Even though Denver did not have the season that they wish they had, he's really been upbeat with his young coaching staff and his young roster, sees the potential in this team, and, a couple of disappointing losses to free agency or retirement, I'm sure, but, Denver's going to be a sleeping giant next season, depending upon what they can do here in the offseason of season 20.
Also, one play out in the swing to Sanders. It's worth noting, too, that Javier Vasquez, who's now the primary coach for the Night Wings as well as a minority owner, started in the minor leagues with the Ottawa Cavalry as Solomon picks up the first down to the 39. It's been a while since we've heard from Xavier Solomon, Cam.
Yeah, that was a really good ball placement there from Chad Moore because he put it out in front of Solomon, which allowed him to run into the ball and through the sticks, through the first down. If that pass would have been behind him a little bit, he would not have moved the chains.
First and 10 of 39 Moore. Fires again. Ooh! Had it right on the button for Burdett, but the linebacker for Albuquerque was in perfect position to nick it away, but it looks like Burdett might have just flat out dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That was grim. And trying on the knockdown, but Burdett he took his eye off it, I guess.
Another drop tonight for Lexington. That's been killing on both sides of the ball. And it was almost like Burdett saw the sideline and was worried about his feet. Just took his eyes off it.
Here is Moore back to throw. Fires. Caught. He redeems himself on the very next play to the 24, and that'll be the last play of the quarter. As we get another look at it, perfectly ran route.
In a blowout like this, Colin, that's all you want to see as a coach. You just want to see your players bounce back and take advantage of the opportunity.
Put your 4s, 86s, 68s, and 12s up in the chat, folks. We've reached the fourth quarter. 35-10, Albuquerque in front of Lexington. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube.
We better not ever have to put your number in this chat, Colin, Mr. Hall of Famer. It's been a tough year.
That it has, and it's just been real unfortunate in so many ways here in 2020. As the throw over the middle dropped. That's Burdett again, his second drop, and 3 targets to him. Gordon was the closest defender. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. As Swayze catches that one and nearly picks up a first down before stepping out of the 15.
Talking about CDs and tapes in the chat, Colin, what was your first purchase a CD or a tape? I think it's probably a CD. And who was it? What was the album?
What was the album? The first CD I really truly remember that I didn't purchase. The first CD I remember was like when NSYNC was a thing, and they had like all their big hits like Bye Bye and all the stuff. That's the first true big CD I remember listening to as a kid. What about you?
Avril Lavigne, Let Go. Not Ashamed. Great album.
Skater Boy.
That's right.
One of the best songs of the 2000s pop punk movement.
Chris Solomon, Eazy-E was his first tape.
That's a classic for sure. I never did see that movie about the NWA, but it's definitely an American success story, I can tell you that. As Solomon gets it to the one and only first and goal.
Hartshorn asked him why I would be ashamed. I'm not ashamed. That's the point. But some people, you know, some people may be ashamed. I am not ashamed of my Avril obsession. Robert Cherry's first to set with Scorpions. Good play. Man, his D-line is eaten. Boy, Sanders is slow to get up. Gibson is just killing him up front, Colin.
Man, he's a one-man wrecking crew, not unlike you see with Aaron Donald with the Rams. But, you know, we're getting some good responses in the chat. Patak said Offspring was his first tape. And Joshua Hartshorn said Pearl Jam's 10. One of the seminal albums of the early 90s grunge movement. Was his first tape.
Boy, talk about running into a door if you're Sean Sanders, Colin. I mean, Albuquerque is just giving him nothing after the first quarter, and they're forcing Chad Moore to beat them tonight.
They go 3 wide from the gun. Moore back to throw. This is slants. Oh! Solomon had the catch, and they say he held on long enough for the touchdown until the ball popped out. Oh, my goodness.
Shocking on many levels there, Colin. Let's take another look at this. Now we're looking for possession and feet, possession, foot, and that's that. They're gonna give him that, the possession with the foot down. But he got rocked by Ricky Robinson. I mean, just absolutely punished. Held on just long enough for the touchdown to be legal, and Xavier Solomon. Colin earned every point he just scored. He got nailed.
Oh my goodness, it's the extra point by Washington is up and good. So many. Top 10 worthy Sports Center plays. In this game so far, Camp Chancellor style hit. Yeah, indeed. But 35-17 now. Let's see if the Albuquerque defense can continue to hold back this Adams attack. As the return will be up past the 30. They'll mark it at the 33.
Marco Swift with the first Smash Mouth album, Colin. If you take me to karaoke, I will do All-Star. And I won't need much of that teleprompter.
Good to know for the next SFL convention when we decide to go karaoke. 3 wide receivers. Quick drop by Patak out to the fullback who had a touchdown reception earlier. Picks up a nice 4 yards. Did you see the quarterback comparison? Patak almost approaching 300 yards passing. He's at 291.
Last week, every SFLm quarterback threw an interception, so Patak trying to do something no one has done this season and keep a clean sheet. It was a really nice drive by Lexington on that last series, though, and they're still hanging around.
Well, and their defense, if they can continue to make plays like that, look out. Redenbush on the TFL on slap.
I truly believe, Colin, that when the commentators start going on about aimless things that have nothing to do with football, like for your first CD or your first cassette tape, the opponent gets a little insulted and starts playing a little better, and that's what we're seeing. Good on us.
This is 4 wide receivers. Here's the outcut. Oglesby turns upfield perfectly for the first down, but a nice tackle made to prevent even more yardage on the play by Albuquerque, but not before the first down is reached. Or Lexington made the tackle, rather.
Man, really nice play by Adobe there, but an even better read from Ty Patak. He gets that ball out quick to give Adobe enough room on the sideline to turn up field and get the first down. That play is all about timing, all about reps and practice, perfectly executed for Albuquerque to keep the drive alive. Got
Incognito on the tackle. Slap took the dump pass, but it was snowed under by a wall of minor defenders. It'll be a loss of 3.
5 different minor players in there on the potential tackle. I don't know how they're going to stat that one, but they were all over that play.
2nd and 13. He didn't flex that. I see Westlake is back out there now, running routes from his tight end position. And Ed Williams, another first down catch. He's at 106 yards on 4 grabs. Swayze also has 4 grabs for 96 yards.
Wow.
It's Williams again, just finding himself open in these, between these zones in the defense.
I mean, that was X marks the spot column for type attack. He threw that in between 4 minor players, and Williams was almost equidistant to all 4. It's just picture perfect passing.
You get an offside call. Slap is tackled in the backfield. But I believe the guy they're going to call this on, this is Brandy, the guy you mentioned, had the only sacks across all of minor league play last week. Yep, he's called for the penalty. It'll be 5 yards, 1st and 5.
Good response from Albuquerque after, Lexington drives down the field, puts a really nice drive together, scores a touchdown, sets in a little unknown in this game, and the Adams holding on to the ball. Except there.
Oh, he had that in his hand, but he just dropped it. I don't know what he was thinking about. I mean, he must have been thinking about what he was going to do in the end zone or something, because that's his first drop of the game.
Thank you, folks. I'll be here all week. What is going on with this whole broadcaster jinx, Colin? I mean, there's been some bad ones in history. I don't know if you can recall maybe your worst broadcaster jinx, but yeah, that was a bad one right there.
There's a lineup with 3 tight ends. Seems to get the slap on the ground. He'll get up to the 32. But it'll be 3rd and 3. We're now approaching under 5 minutes to go.
And think, Colin, when Albuquerque got this football, there was about 8:13 on the clock. They have bled almost 4 minutes off this clock, maybe the most important drive of their season so far.
The slap, he's tackled in the backfield for a loss by the linebacker, number 50, Ragier again. He's all over the field.
Yeah. And I'd punt this away, Colin, because if you miss this field goal, you give it to him on the 40, or you could pin him inside the 10. How long is it going to take Lexington to pick up those 30 extra yards? Probably at least a minute, and that's really all you need if you're Albuquerque.
Bennington, he's been pretty good punting the ball. He's standing back at his 50, right on the center logo. He gets it away. Good hang time.
Wow.
Grimm is down there. And this will roll out at the 1. Man, did these punters come to play today.
We're not even talking about coverage teams. This is another punt, Colin, that actually goes out of bounds on its own inside the 10. 3 of those today. I mean, it's not a record, but it's darn close. These punters deserve a raise tonight.
Yeah, the SFLm has been around for 6 seasons now. They've seen a lot of good special teams play. This might be the best as Moore chunks it downfield for the first down, but we got a flag down. We'll check the flag. I think somebody might have moved early.
Another jump trying to get that safety, Colin, and more importantly, what that does is it stops the clock for Lexington, so they don't have to go in no huddle right away. And time is Lexington's biggest enemy right now, and Albuquerque just gave them about 15 seconds.
Mel Gibson, the guilty party. This was Burdette on the reception. There's Swayze. He already has 4 grabs. Can he get over the century mark with his next grab? Moore fires out to Sanders. Sanders spins ahead, gets tackled after 5 yards to the 22. They're gonna press go on the mash go on the controller cam as Swayze hauls it in. He's now over 100 as that's good for a first down to the 30. Here's Moore back to throw. Slant over the middle. Caught for the first down. That is number 10. Morgan Hill, the reserve wide receiver out there. Moore is sacked. Back at the 35. He's out of the 35. Oh my goodness. He's back to throw. Has a man open. He dropped it. Morgan Hill dropped what could have been a sure first down and perhaps more. Oh man.
Morgan Hill got a touchdown last week. Man, if I'm Lexington, man, where's the plane? I am so tired of dealing with this Albuquerque defensive front at this point. That looked like it was extremely painful for Moore.
Now they got him in the shotgun by himself in an empty formation. Fires out to Swayze, gets the first down. Down at the 45. And J-Rock still can't believe that Morgan Hill dropped that third down pass. Moore over the middle, slant, incomplete, but we got a flag down. Let's check the flag. Broski again on the deflection.
Holding, number 21.
A hold.
Got a defensive holding penalty on Tavares Gordon. Got a little too physical with his receiver on the route, and that'll help advance the ball for Lexington and also preserve some time, Cam.
Yep, stops the clock again. 2 flags on this drive. Lexington at midfield, 2:46 to go. Can't rule anything out just yet.
Ball at the midfield stripe. Moore pumps. Goes down the middle into traffic, incomplete. Looking for Armstrong, but Gordon able to make up for it with some blanket coverage. Second down.
90-all slants, Colin, one of the ugliest plays in this league, and especially when it's well defended. That has been brutal now twice on this drive for Lexington. Anything but that, and they got a shot to move the chains.
Yeah, it especially becomes muddled in the middle area, particularly if you're in any kind of zone coverage.
There it is, covered.
Oh, seen it again. Moore fires. Hill makes up for his drop as they're now at the 31, and again they're hurrying to the line. Moore sets, has time, throws, incomplete. Looking for Hill again. Clock stopped 2:24.
I tell you, Colin, Chad Moore's a gamer. I mean, I thought for sure they'd be halfway on the plane by now, but Lexington is, I mean, they're really grinding this out. They may not win this game. They've been hit in the mouth repeatedly tonight, but they're a tough team. They will not go away.
Trips to the top. Sanders offset to the left side. Moore changes the play.
Sanders.
6-step drop. He fires. This is the curl route for Boudet, who picks up 7 yards. They'll get at least one more play off before the 2-minute warning. Quick drop over the middle.
Jeez.
Oh! Dropped on the play. Sanders providing a hit to knock it out of the arms of the receiver. That's Swayze.
Look at this
One
hit.
of the 2 times he's not been able to catch a ball.
I mean, that's as form tackling as it gets. Just plastered onto the grass. And if I'm Lexington, I take the field goal here. I mean, you need it at some point.
This is Washington. He's already made 1 field goal. He's looking to make it 2 for 2. This will be spotted at about the 30 from the right hash. Snap, spot, kick is on the way. It's good from 40 yards. They'll call it So with 2:03 left, it's 35-20. Lexington trailing, but they made it a little closer. Onside kick coming up next.
Okay, Victor Washington, this is your time to shine now. It's a 2-score game all of a sudden. They recovered a onside kick. Things could get very interesting here in Albuquerque.
This is why contracted kickers are so important for moments like this. Victor Washington boots it up in the air, but Albuquerque comes down with it at their Lexington 40-yard line. They'll run one play before the 2-minute warning. Clock's now to 2:02. And it looks like the Adams are one step closer to coming out of their own place with a W.
Saunders lucky that Cedric Wild was in the area to handle that and clean it up.
Here's the give to Slap. He's tackled and we've reached the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFLm present on YouTube. Don't miss the Season 19 quarterfinals this weekend on SFL YouTube and Next Level Sports. This channel has you covered Saturday with top-seeded London Knights welcome the Sioux Falls Sparrows before Matt Wilson and the Mexico City Aztecs welcome rival Vancouver. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss Sunday's 8:45 p.m. Eastern quarterfinal on NXT Arizona and Florida. For a channel guide and more about Next Level Sports, visit NLSE.com. Should be an exciting one. I'm calling the Mexico City Vancouver matchup with Jack Brown. Always a fun time, especially when those two teams get together.
No better matchup or bigger game this weekend, Colin.
Slap picks up the first down. Lexington calls the timeout. They're down to 1 with 1:50 left.
That's a wrap.
And both these teams' records will be 1-1 after this game.
Looks like Madison's going to be the first team to get to 2-0. And Madison's doing this all. Great job by Michael Percoco early in the season, although they did just miss a field goal. So that game is still in doubt. But Madison isn't the most talented team on paper to start the season, Colin, but they're off to a strong start. This was a big win for Albuquerque. If you remember last season, Albuquerque was dead to rights before they made a furious comeback in their regular season. So this win this early feels pretty good for the Adams.
It sure does, and you know, we were talking about it before the game. You know, it doesn't matter how you appear on paper, whether you don't have talent or whether you have talent. Coaching is definitely the most important thing in this league.
So we'll take another knee, and they'll get a field goal up in the air for Verity before we head out of here.
It should be good for Verity's confidence. Remember, he missed one off the post.
Actually, they may punt it here. 49-yarder.
On the 32, and I think he missed one from about
41,
40,
was it?
Yeah, 41.
47, maybe?
Yeah, it might have been closer to 47. Yeah, you're right, Cam. They're gonna punt this one.
That's been Albuquerque's MO all day. Let's see if they can get a third punt inside the 10.
Bennington.
Oh.
Toward the corner again. Oh, almost got it out of bounds. Inside the line, but it just rolled in. Oh, my goodness.
That's the biggest heartbreak of the whole game, Colin. I was just cheering for that to drip outside the pylon just for the sake of saying we watched a non-contract punter get 3 inside the 10-yard line tonight.
Well, 23 seconds and no timeouts. Let's see how Lexington ends this one. Throw down the field, tipped and incomplete. Ace Singletary almost got it again.
I feel like Freddie Trammell on Access Live singing "Turn Out the Lights, the Party's Over." Lexington just trying to make this look a little better.
307 yards
Not
for
bad.
Chad Moore, but those 3 interceptions costly in this game. Slant over the middle. Fine catch is made. They didn't give Solomon the first down. Look at the one guy for the Adams. He was taking his
get the spike off.
trying to get back, and that burned about 4 to 5 seconds off the clock.
Sheesh. You know, at the end of the day, Colin, this game was decided in the second quarter. If you take the second quarter away, Lexington played pretty even with Albuquerque. But, you know, sometimes games just get away from you. And for Lexington, I don't think they can take too much out of this loss. The team still played pretty well throughout the night. They just had a bad quarter.
Yeah. Unfortunately for them, it had a huge impact in the game. This will be the last play. Out of bounds to Sanders. Final is 35-20. Albuquerque beats Lexington at home. Post game will be showing the stats. And Mr. Commissioner, what are your final thoughts?
Well, Ty Patak's a pretty good player. Clean sheet tonight. I mean, just played flawlessly. Look at that pass. I mean, that is just on the money. Nearly in stride. Almost a touchdown there for Adobe. Yeah, I mean, just a really good effort tonight from Albuquerque. Defense stepped up. Alex Marshall was flying all over the place. Then when he wasn't, it was Melt Gibson who was, wreaking havoc in the backfield. They were putting a beating on Chad Moore. He was a little trigger happy in the first half. And really at the end of the day for Lexington, they've got to figure out a game plan for when Sean Sanders is bottled up. Albuquerque did a really nice job taking him away tonight, although the game was a little bit out of their hands early in that regard. They really buttoned it up, and Lexington didn't really seem to have much of an answer after that. The game got away from them. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams, how they head down the stretch of the season. Lexington next week has San Jose. We'll see what they look like later tonight against Tacoma. Then they host Lincoln, so a couple of home games against some teams who are coming in off of losses. So we'll see what they look like.
Played a game, Josh Slapp. 3 touchdowns, 79 yards on the ground, 43 yards in the air. Congratulations to that young man. For those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northup. Cameron Ryan has been my color commentator. Have a good night, folks. Enjoy the rest of the games and the playoff games this weekend.